everybody, it is a couple of days before Christmas. It's minus 28 outside, so I'm in the basement with a coffee instead of out in the shed. And yeah, time to talk about Big Trip. Well, I woke up that morning at Toad Rock and really took my time packing things up. I really wasn't in a hurry today at all. I didn't know exactly where I would end up, but I knew I needed to be somewhere around Vernon because that's where I was meeting Eddie the next morning. First matter of business once I had left Toad Rock was to head down to the Balfour Ferry Terminal, not because I was going that way, but because there's a bakery there that I love and I have to hit every time I'm in the area. It's this great little bakery with a stone oven out front, open early in the morning, I think in time for the first ferry crossing, and they always have fresh coffee and of course fresh baked goods. Well, I rolled in and unfortunately due to a family wedding, I think the sign said on the door, they were closed. Not a good start to my day, but really, in the grand scheme of things, if that's the worst thing that happens to me today, that's still a pretty good day. So I headed back towards the direction I was going and went to Caslow. Now this whole area is full of mom and pop little cafes and organic bakeries and all of this kind of stuff, artisan crafts, and I knew it wouldn't be hard for me to find a good bite to eat and a cup of coffee in Caslow. So I rolled into Caslow, filled up with fuel, and then just found a little cafe where I could sit down and have a good breakfast. And if I remember right, I had a delicious cup of coffee and baked French toast stuffed with ham and brie. And it was really good. So that probably cost me about another hour and 20 minutes or so as I just sat there looking out over the lake and just having a great breakfast. Eventually I knew I had to get moving, and fortunately I had filled up before, so I just got back on the bike, fired up the helmet cam, and tackled that 31A again.
Wash over us to the seas, calling us that the cities, I'll turn the rust in the sea. Get rid if you don't let it in. Get rid if you don't let it in. No sense starting over again. No sense starting over again.
Had just as much fun going the other way as I had coming east, and really had a great morning ride down that 31A. Hardly any traffic at all. I kept my own pace and just really had a good time. Got a lot of thinking done.
Struck down, too down to speak. Ashes to ashes and cheek to cheek. And water is water and rocks is rocks. My baby took me down to the docks. And all I heard was that ticking clock saying water is water and rocks is rocks. To the sea, all of us let the deep wash over us to the sea.
Now Vernon really isn't all that far away. It's only like 200, 300 clicks, so it really wasn't going to be an onerous day for me. I really had no idea how I was going to get there, but I figured that would kind of present itself as the day went on. Pulled back into New Denver and had another little stop there in the same little park that I had had my rest in the day before, and bought some more water, hopped on the bike and decided to head south.
No sense starting over again. No sense starting over again.
Now there's a power line trail in the area of Fauquier or Needles in there that I've always seen on maps and I've always read about on dual sporting websites, and I'd always wanted to try. I wasn't thinking I was going to try it today as I was on my own and I just wasn't quite feeling it, especially with those new tires that I hadn't really tested yet. So I'm pretty much kept to the slab all the way to the Needles Ferry. Had a nice relaxing ferry ride. It's not a very long ferry, only a couple of minutes. Got off on the other side and pretty much just took Highway 6 all the way to Vernon. Again, taking my time, not really in a big hurry to do anything. I stopped for pictures along the way and really just enjoyed my day.
Sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. Get a good feeling, yeah. Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling, yeah.
Now, I'm sure to anybody who lives in the area, Highway 6 probably isn't all that exciting. but being from a prairie province, I sure enjoyed having a road with a few twists and turns and hills on it. I really took my time and really enjoyed my ride this afternoon.
How many Rolling Stones you want? Yeah, I got a brand new spirit, speaking and it's done. Woke up on the side of the bed like I won. Talk like the wind in my chest to that sun. G5 in the US to Taiwan. Now who can say that? I wanna play back. Mama knew I was a needle in a haystack. Oh, Valley boy, plus Maybach. I got a feeling it's a rap. ASAP.
Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling. Yeah.
Now I ended up pulling into Vernon probably about mid-afternoon, and I had lots of time to find a campsite or discover where I wanted to be for the evening. Now I had to meet my buddy Eddie first thing the next morning at the local Kawasaki dealership. So I figured, okay, I've got time to really hunt down a comfortable campsite that has everything I want. And in my mind that was ice for sale for my rum, a pool or lakeside, and internet. Now I also had to meet Eddie first thing the next morning at like 7 o'clock the next morning at the local Kawasaki dealership in Vernon. So I figured I should try and find the closest campsite that had those things I wanted, as close as I could to that Cowie dealership. I would go there and then just start kind of working my way outwards from there to try and find a campground that had as many of those things as I could find. Well, I started off right across the street from the Cowie dealership, like I could see it from the campground there, and they had ice, a pool, and internet. So by about 3:30 or so, I was all set up and ready for my evening. Night 3, and here we are at Swan Lake, just north of Vernon. Got a pretty good spot for the night, although it's a little close to the highway. The highway's just right over there. And getting up early tomorrow to go meet Ed and slowly make our way to Princeton. That's pretty much the plan. Meet Rob Kelly tomorrow night in Princeton at Bromley Rock. We got a reservation already at the campground there, so tomorrow is going to be hopefully pretty easy peasy. It was a nice little spot. I went for a swim in the pool. I did take my camera. I was going to film that, but the pool was full of kids, and I thought that would just be a little too creepy if this old guy with a beard stood there and was filming himself swimming with a bunch of these little kids, so I didn't do that. Instead, I went into Vernon and actually grabbed myself some fruit and little snackies and that, and then just kind of hung around at my camp, reviewed some of the footage from the few days before, and just got into that groove of relaxing and you know, having a boil in a bag and just camping. Hey everybody, it's evening 3. I'm solo still. Was in Toad Rock last night. Tonight I am just hanging out here at Swan Lake, which is just a little bit north of Vernon. In this little kind of RV park. I grabbed it because it was one of the first ones I saw on the road, and it had a swimming pool and free Wi-Fi. However, the Wi-Fi only works up near the office, so it doesn't really do me any good down here by the tent sites. But oh well, it doesn't really matter. I was ready to get off the road today anyway. So now I'm just sitting by this beautiful lake, having a rum, smoking my pipe, enjoying life. So if all goes according to plan tomorrow, I should be meeting Fast Eddie just across the street here. Actually, the campground I ended up picking out turned out to be just across the street from where I got to meet Fast Eddie tomorrow. So we'll be meeting Ed first thing in the morning. Hopefully we'll go grab a bite, have a coffee, and after that it'll be a little bit of back road action on our way towards Princeton, which is where I'll be meeting Rob, who I'll be traveling with for the next few days after that. So really all I'd like to do is get into Princeton at about 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock tomorrow, so I can set up camp and go get all the camping necessities before Rob shows up, so we can just settle in and have a campfire and, you know, start having a good time. I had a really relaxing evening just on my own, sitting around the campfire. A family of ducks came by and shared a campfire with me and ended up actually camping under the picnic table that night. They were some nice company to have. And yeah, that was pretty much how I spent my night, just relaxing, looking out over the lake.